The wolf that shouldn't exist, the predator that rewrites nature's rules. The wolf should not exist, at least, not the way it does. According to the rules of nature, predators that rely on cooperation should collapse under competition. According to evolutionary logic, animals with such complex social structures should be fragile. And yet, the wolf thrives. Across frozen tundras, dense forests, and barren mountains, wolves survive where logic says they should fail. They hunt prey larger than themselves, coordinate without commands, and alter entire landscapes simply by existing. This is not just an animal story. This is a mystery written in blood and snow. Wolves do not hunt by shouting orders. There is no leader barking commands. Instead, they communicate through something far more unsettling: silence. Tiny ear movements, tail angles, the timing of a single step. Studies show wolves can coordinate complex attacks without vocal signals, even in total darkness. How does an animal know when to flank, when to wait, and when to strike without being told? This silent language is so precise that even experienced observers fail to notice it. The hunt begins long before the chase. When wolves return to an ecosystem, rivers change their course. This is not metaphor. Prey animals alter where they graze, plants recover, insects return, and even riverbanks stabilize. The wolf does not rule by killing alone. It rules by fear, a predator that controls not just bodies, but decisions. No other land predator reshapes nature on this scale without direct dominance. The mystery is not what wolves kill. The mystery is what they prevent from happening. Wolves can remember failed hunts for years. They adapt strategies, abandon dangerous prey, and teach younger members through experience, not instinct. This is where the discomfort begins. Intelligence in predators challenges the idea that humans alone plan, adapt, and reflect. Wolves do not merely react. They anticipate, they learn, and sometimes, they choose not to hunt at all. The wolf became a monster not because it attacked humans, but because it mirrored them. Family bonds, territory, cooperation, strategic violence. The wolf was too similar. And humans destroy what reflects them too clearly. Myths were born, not from ignorance, but from recognition. When you look into a wolf's eyes, something looks back. Not hunger, not rage, awareness. The wolf does not see you as prey. It sees you as a variable, an unknown factor. And that may be the most unsettling truth of all. The question is not whether wolves are dangerous. The question is whether a world without them is. There is something deeply unsettling about how wolves hunt. Not because they kill, but because sometimes they don't. Packs have been observed surrounding prey, testing reactions, mapping escape paths, and then walking away. No chase, no attack. This behavior makes no sense if survival is the only goal. Food was available, energy was sufficient, and yet, the hunt was aborted. This suggests something far more complex. Wolves do not hunt to kill. They hunt to decide. Wolves remember, not just locations, but outcomes. A failed hunt, an injured pack member, a risky terrain. These memories resurface years later, altering behavior without visible hesitation. This is not instinct. Instinct cannot remember failure. Memory can, and memory changes the future. In wolves, memory is not passive. It is weaponized. For decades, humans believed wolves were ruled by violent alphas. This idea was comforting. It made wolves predictable, but it was wrong. Wolf packs are families. Leadership shifts. Decisions emerge. Authority is fluid. The myth of dominance was not a discovery, it was projection. Humans saw hierarchy because humans needed it to exist. Lions kill more. Bears overpower more. Yet wolves haunted human stories. The reason is simple and terrifying. Wolves understood distance. They watched without attacking, followed without confronting, learned without revealing themselves. Humans do not fear strength alone. They fear awareness without intention. If intelligence is measured by adaptation, wolves qualify. If consciousness is measured by awareness of consequence, wolves qualify. So the final mystery is not what wolves are, but what line separates them from us. And whether that line was ever real. There was a moment in evolutionary history when wolves should have vanished. Cooperation increases survival, but it also increases betrayal. Sharing food invites conflict. Group hunting attracts injury. Natural selection should have punished wolves for being too social. And yet, they survived. Not by eliminating risk, but by absorbing it. Wolves evolved not to avoid failure, but to manage it collectively. This is not survival of the strongest. It is survival of the most tolerant. Human societies survive on rules. Wolves do not. There are no written hierarchies, no fixed punishments. Order emerges anyway. This is the disturbing part. Wolves demonstrate a system where structure forms without enforcement. Decisions flow, roles shift, and conflict dissolves before escalation. This suggests a level of social awareness that does not rely on control, but on perception. Wolves feel pain. They retreat when injured, but fear the kind that paralyzes rarely appears. Not because wolves are brave, but because they are never alone in decision-making. Fear thrives in isolation. Wolves distribute risk across the group. What looks like courage may simply be shared responsibility. Humans draw a line between instinct and thought. Wolves do not seem to respect that boundary. They hesitate. They reconsider. They choose restraint. These are not reflexes. They are decisions. The mystery is no longer about wolves. It is about why humans insist on being alone on one side of the line. The wolf does not ask who you are. It asks what you will do next. And perhaps that is why, after thousands of years, we still cannot stop watching them. Most animals react. Wolves hesitate. This difference is subtle, but catastrophic for how we define intelligence. Hesitation means comparison. Comparison means imagined futures. When a wolf pauses before a hunt, it is not frozen by fear. It is calculating consequences. Once an animal imagines outcomes, instinct alone is no longer enough. Wolves crossed that threshold long ago. Awareness is expensive. The more an animal understands consequences, the heavier every decision becomes. Wolves abandon easy kills to avoid future injury. They sacrifice hunger today to survive tomorrow. This is not efficiency. It is foresight, and foresight carries psychological weight. Wolves pay a price for knowing too much. Wolves had cooperation, strategy, memory, communication. So why no cities? The answer may be restraint. Civilization requires expansion. Wolves chose balance. Where humans dominate environments, wolves regulate them. This was not a failure of intelligence, but a refusal to overstep. Wolves were not exterminated because they were dangerous. They were erased because they contradicted a story humans needed to believe, that dominance equals progress. Wolves survived without conquering. That was unforgivable. If intelligence does not require domination, then what have we been proving all along? The wolf does not answer this question. It leaves it with us. If you enjoyed uncovering these amazing animal secrets, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated on all our future videos. Don't forget to click the bell icon, so you'll never miss out on more fascinating stories from the animal kingdom. Thank you for watching, and we can't wait to explore more hidden secrets with you in the next video.